Shanti, this is Sakar Murli of 20th October 2025. Morning Murli Bhakta the Madhuban. Essence, sweet children, the Father has come to give you all devotees the fruit of your devotions. The fruit of devotions is this, the knowledge through which you attain the salvations. Question: how do some children shout down their own fortune while is moving along? Answer: if after belonging to the fathers you don't do service, if you don't have a mercy for yourself or others, you shoot down your own fortune. That is, you destroy your own status. If you study well and stay in a yoga, you receive a good status. You are serviceable children should have a lot of interest in doing service. Song: who has come here early in the morning? Om Shanti, you spiritual children understands that you are souls and not a bodies. It is only at this time that you receive this knowledge from the Supreme Father, the Supreme Souls. The Father says, since I come, have the faith that you are souls. It is the souls that enters the body. Souls continue shares their bodies and takes other souls don't change bodies too. Souls are imperishable, therefore consider yourselves to be a souls. No one else can ever give you this knowledge. Having heard the call of the children, the Father has now come. No one even knows that this is the most elevated confidence stage. The Father comes and explains, I have to come at this most elevated confidence age when the whole world is to become a most elevated. At this time, the whole world is the most degraded and impure. That world is called the land of immortality, whereas this world is called the land of death. In this land of death, there are human beings with the devilish traits, whereas in the land of immortality, there are human beings with divine virtues, which is why they are called the deities. Here too, those who have a good nature are said to be like deities. Some have divine virtues. At this time, all human beings have devilish traits. They are trapped in the five vices. That is why this saying, come and liberate us from the sorrow. It wasn't just on the Gita who was liberated. Baba has explained that devotees are called the Sita and the gods is called Rama. He comes to give the devotees the fruit of their devotion. The whole world is trapped in this unlimited kingdom of Rama. He comes and liberates them and takes them to the kingdom of Rama. It is a question of King Rama in the Silver Age warriors land. That king of the Silver Age, each of you souls, is now Tamapardhan and in the stage of total decay. He has come down the ladder and reached the bottom. From being worthy of worship, he has become a worshipper. Deities do not worship anyone. They themselves are worthy of worship. When they become merchants and Shudras, worshipping begins. When they go onto the path of sins, they become worshippers. Worshippers bow down in front of images of deities. At this time, not a single person is worthy of worship. God, the highest on high, is worthy of worship, and the golden age deities are the worthy of worship. At this time, all are worshippers. First of all, they are worship of Shiva. That is the unadulterated worship. There is a first Satopardhan worship, and then it becomes a Sato. Then they move away from the deities and begins to the worship water, human beings, and birds. Day by day, there is a worship of many things. Nowadays, many religious conferences are held. Sometimes of the Adi Sanatan regions, original internal accents regions, sometimes of the Jain, sometimes of the Arya Samajis. They invited many peoples because everyone considers his own regions to be elevated. Because there is a one special virtues or another in each region, they consider themselves to be elevated. There are many varieties of the Jains too. There must at least the 5 vices, at least the 5 to 7 varieties. Some of them even remain naked. They don't understand the meaning of being naked. God speaks to be naked means to you come bodiless and then you have to return bodiless, so they then remove their clothes and stay naked. They don't understand the meaning of God's versions. The Father says, you souls come here and adopt the bodies to play your parts. You now have to return home. You children understand these things. Souls come here to play their parts. Their tree continues to grow. Many new varieties of the regions continue to emerge. That is why this is called the variety play. This is a tree of the variety of regions. Each one has many branches. Mohammed came later. First of all, there were those of Islam. The populations of Muslims is now very large. Those in Africa are so wealthy. They have mines of the gold and diamonds there. People attack a country that has a lot of wealth in order to acquire it. Christians too have become so wealthy. There is a wealth in Bharat too, but that is indigo. They continue to conference so much gold, etc. Now those of Jain community continue to hold conference because they all consider themselves to be elevated. All the regions continue to increase. At some time destructions will definitely take place. They don't understand anything of all the regions. You Brahman's region that no one knows about it is the most elevated. There are so many Iron Age Brahmans. However, that creations is born through sin. All the mouth-born creations of Prajapita Brahma should be brothers and sisters. If they call themselves the children of Brahma, they must be brothers and sisters. Therefore, they cannot get married. So, this proves that those Brahmans are not mouth-born creations of Brahma. They simply give themselves that name. In fact, you Brahmans are said to be even more elevated than the deities because you are the top notch. You Brahmans change human beings into a deities. It is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Source who teaches you. He himself is the ocean of knowledge. No one knows this. Some come to the Father and become a Brahmans and they still become a Shudras tomorrow. It takes a great effort to change your old sanskar. You have to have the faith that you are souls and that you have to claim your inheritance from the Father. It is spiritual children who have to claim your inheritance from the spiritual Father. It is in your remembrance of the Father that Maya causes obstacles. The Father says, let your hands do the work and let your heart remember the Father. This is a very easy. It is just like a lover and beloved who were unable to stay without seeing one another. The Father is the beloved. All the children who continues to remember the Father are his lovers. Only the one Father never becomes attracted to anyone because no one is higher than he is. However, he does a phrase the children says, from the start of the path of devotions, all of you are the lovers of the beloved. You call out, come and liberate us from the sorrow and purify us. All of you are the brides and I am a bridegroom. All of you are trapped in the devil's jail and I have to come to free you. A great deal of effort is required here. The criminal eye deceives you. Effort is needed in order to have a civilized. The deities have such a good characters. You definitely needed someone to create such deities. The topic of the conference is the need of the religions in the human's life. Because of not knowing the drama, they are all confused. No one except you can explain this. Christian and Buddhist do not know when the Christ or Buddha will come again. You can instantly tell them the accurate calculations. You should explain that there is a need of our regions. Tell them which regions exist first and which regions then come after that. Even some of your own regions don't understand this fully. They don't have yoga. You cannot receive the strength without having yoga. There is no power received. Only the Father is one, the Almighty authority. You become almighty to such an extent that you become the master of the world. No one can snatch your kingdom away. At that time, there is no other country. There are now so many countries. How does this world cycle runs? This is a cycle of 5,000 years. You cannot measure the world. You may able to measure the earth. The oceans cannot be measured. No one can find the end of the sky or ocean. Therefore, explains why there is such a need of our regions. The whole cycle is based of the regions. This is the tree of the variety of regions. This tree pictures is like a mirror of the blind. You are now going to out of service. Gradually, the number of you is growing. When there are storms, many leaves fall. There is a no question of storms in other regions. They have to come down from up above there. Here, there is establishment of your regions is so wonderful. God has to come to give the fruit of those devotees who come in the beginning and by taking them back home. You call out, take us souls back to our home. No one knows that the fathers gave you your fortune of the kingdom of heaven. Sannyasis don't believe in the happiness, they want internal liberations. Internal liberation isn't called an inheritance. Shivbaba himself has to play his part. So how could he keep anyone says his internal liberations? You Brahmakumaris and kumaris knows your own regions and the regions of everyone says. You should have a mercy for everyone. Explain the secret of the cycles. Tell them the founder of your origins will come again at his own time. Those who explain to others need to be clever. You can explain that everyone has to become a Sato Pradhan, then go through the stage Sato, Raju and Tamo. It is now the kingdom of Brahmans. Yours is the true Gita that the Father speaks to you. The incorporeal ones is called the God. Souls call out the incorporeal God, the Father. You souls residence there. You are not called the Supreme Soul. There is only the one Supreme Source God, the highest on high. Then there all are the souls, the children, the bestower of salvations for all is one. And then there are the deities. Out of all them, Shri Krishna number one, because that soul has his body and both are pure. You are confidence and your lives are invaluable. The lives of Brahmans are invaluable, not those of deities. The fathers make of his children and then makes so much effort on you. Deities will not make that much effort. They simply send their children to school to have them educated. Here the father sits and teaches you. He is the father, the teacher and the guru of all three. Therefore you should have so much regard for him. Serviceable children should have a lot of interest in doing service. There are very few who are clever at doing service, who stay busy doing service. Hands are needed. Those who are taught to go to the war and release from their jobs, etc. They have a list of all those peoples. No one can refuse the military and not go on to the battlefield. They are drilled and told that they can be called up at the time of need. They file a case against any who refuse. That doesn't apply here. Here the status of those who don't serve well is just right. Not to do service means to shoot oneself down and destroy one's status. They shoot down their own fortune. If you study well and stay in a yoga, you receive a good status. You have to have mercy for yourself. If you have mercy for yourself, you can also have mercy for others. The fathers continue to give that every type of explanations. Look how the play of this world continue. The kingdom is also being established. No one in the world knows these things. You are now receiving invitations. What would be able to explain in the 5 to 10 minutes? If they were to give you the 1 or 2 hours, you could explain something. They don't know the drama at all. Right away, good points everywhere. However, some children forget to do this. The Father is a creator. He creates you, the children. He has made you belong to him. He becomes the director and gives you directions. He gives you Shrimat, then he also creates acts by giving you this knowledge. This is his highest on high of act. Of what use you are if you don't know the creator, director and principal actor of this drama. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Baptada. The spiritual father says Namaste to spiritual children. The spiritual children say Namaste to spiritual father. Essence for the one, have a lot of regard for the teacher who teaches you. In this the invaluable life, become a very clever in this way steady and stay busy doing service. Have mercy for yourself too. In order to reform yourselves, become a civilized. Reform your character, serve to change human beings into deities. Blessings may you become a constantly powerful by practicing spiritual drill and thereby pass the final paper. At present, they teach exercise as a cure for illness of the body. So, to make yourself the souls powerful, you have to practice doing spiritual exercise. No matter how much of atmosphere of upheavals they may be all rounded you, while being in midst of the sound practice stabilizing yourself beyond sound. Stabilizes your mind whenever you want for however you long want, and you will then become a powerful and thereby pass the final paper. Slogan to surrender any nature, sanskars and karma that are based on the vices is the surrender yourself. Awake signal now ignited the fire of love and make your yoga volcanic. For as long as your remembrance has not become a volcanic, the flames of destructions will also not take their complete volcanic form. They flare up and then cool down because souls who are sometimes the volcanic form and images of support have not become the volcanic form constantly. Now have the determinations thought to become a volcanic form and use the concentrations of your mind and intellects in the collective sphere. Spread the vibrations of a powerful yoga everywhere. Acha, Om Shanti.